Mr. Profits, you were at our disposal.
How's it going, Mike? It's so good. We're so back. The NLL's back. Daily Dive's back. I love the name, Patty Profit. I'm back for my Friday segment. We got a lot to get up to, partner.
Yeah, we do. And just for the record, I want to ask you, how many years did you age this offseason? Because I aged about 5. I feel like it took a while.
Yeah, probably took at least 2 to 3 years off my life. There was a few times where I legitimately thought for sure we're going to be starting late, and even had doubts if we were even going to have a season. But we're here. Let's put that negativity in the back pocket. Let's worry about what's going to go on the turf.
Love that. I did do you a favor this time because we're doing the player props and stuff. There's going to be a few tickers, not all of them, but there's going to be a few tickers where I could have the CoolBet odds. Let's do this one first. Let's do the win totals because I do have that one available. This guy, you win one.
Oh, sorry.
You win the first ever media fresh fits, and now you got merch for days. Unbelievable. That took forever to get to you, by the way, but that's just
it did. It's okay, but it arrived. I got my shirt, I got my mug, I got my hat just in time for another season of Daily Dive.
All right, so win totals are scrolling across the screen. Again, it's according to CoolBet Canada. Good for you, a geolocation person.
Listen, so, we're giving free ads here. We can get some free ads down below.
Absolutely.
That's a great trade-off.
Yeah, we had loading the cross of the day. Is everything is out the window at this point. All right, so I have two win totals. How many do you have, sir?
I've got one. Got one, but I definitely can add one on the fly. I'll start with mine. And this one I kind of teetered between if I should go with a win total here or I should go to miss the playoffs here.
Okay.
I'm going to take the safer bet here. I'm going under 9.5 wins for the San Diego Seals. And there's a few reasons why I'm going into this. I faded them last year. I think their win total was 10 or 10.5. They finished 9-9 last year. And I think that's probably where they end up unless Ulrich is out for a significant amount of time. And Dawson Nielsen obviously comes up with his report that, he's away right now, firefighting school. If it was to get hired on, there's a good chance that he's going to have to miss the rest of the season. So he's not at that point just yet. But the fact that is uncertainty there, if he is not playing for this team, and this is not a shot at Cam Dunkerley, I think he's a great serviceable backup. But for a team with how much depth, how much parity there is in the NLL right now, I think you need a good goaltender to make the playoffs. So I've got them under 9.5 wins. There's a lot of other things. Like I get it. You add Corey Small, you add Connor Robinson. That does add a little more on that left side. But both those guys kind of do the same thing. They're bombers from the outside, catch and release guys. What else did they do with their left side? Noah Armitage, is he going to be able to crack that roster? Do we see Trent DeChico finally be able to go back as a transition player? Is he going to play more forward? Is Zach Currier going to play more forward? I think that's a disservice for this. I know it's exciting to hear, but I think it's more of a disservice to not allow those two guys to run, go out the back door, stay and play if you need to. But having them as a full-time forward, I don't know if that really benefits your group. And the big question mark for me is Pat Cavanaugh. What's he going to be able to do? There's a lot of question marks around those two guys. It could be great. They could be phenomenal. And I imagine they're going to be great box lacrosse players at some point. How fast does that catch on? And the last thing on this Seals team, Mike, Cam Holding and Jesse Gamble, certainly not the two most household names, but two veteran lockdown guys on that back end. It's a lot of games lost. That's a lot of veteran leadership, and that's a lot of experience out that back door. So some guys are going to really have to step up and make their mark to replace those two guys in the lineup. So that's why I'm going under, Mike.
I really like now, Cody, well, step up your fresh fits game, Cody, and maybe you can have one too. That was mean. He was praising the hat and I took a shot. That's unfortunate. No, anyways, I love that. And to your Zach Currier point, again, like, I hope that people don't see that the wrong way. They shouldn't, but like if that guy can do everything, you don't want him, like you said, limited to forward, because that could hurt them. The Holding and who's the other guy? Gamble?
Yeah, Jesse Gamble.
Yeah, so those two guys, locker room. And I know in lacrosse, when when you guys are traveling, you got your day job, it's good to have guys who help pick you up a little bit.
100%.
Like these veterans helped a lot, so I agree with that. I don't want to give away too many of my predictions. I have them. I like to miss the playoffs. That was my one miss playoffs bet. It was the Seals at plus 116.
Fair enough. I was going to go with that. I took the safer route. So you got a little more cojones than I do, I guess.
I'm very scared to hear your reaction to my win totals. I have 2 of them. The first one, I'll go with the easy one that should be not controversial. The Rush over 11. It's an even, and I don't like that. But I beg people to show me this group and tell it to their face that they're losing 7 games this year. 6 or less, baby. Give it to me. Come on. Again, I want. If it was 11.5, I'd feel comfortable. I would hate getting the push here. You can do like CoolBet. You can like buy a half win, or is that like not a thing?
Not on the futures. If we're talking like game totals, yes, you can.
That's what I thought. Okay, so I'm going 12-6 or better. Love that. And this, because that was self-explanatory. This one's gonna hurt, Patty. I've got Thunderbirds under 10.
Okay, all right.
And I'm not convinced about the Randy Stotts injury. I'm going to lean on my reporting background here, but I'm scared this team. I'm scared for Warren Hale and Drew Hutchison to play the musical goalies again. And I think of the top 4 or 5 teams, obviously Sask, Vancouver, and Buffalo, and then adding Halifax, which of those teams could tumble? Halifax could be awesome, and I want them to, because their fans have been great, etc. I'm also scared to death they're the team that could fall, because I see them more likely. I'm not saying that's why I'm saying that, but in my predictions, I'm like, it's hard. And if Randy Stotts does miss, 2 to 6 games, that also hurts the offense. I want them to be okay. I don't know if they can. They can make the playoffs, but under 10, I got to go with it, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? I think their win total should probably be around there. I think they probably do finish with, 10, 11, maybe even 9 if things go south. A lot of people kind of been pegging this team to have that drop off. It didn't happen last year. I think a lot of people at the start of the year were like, okay, here comes the downfall of the Thunderbirds. But then they string a bunch of wins together and end up, having a really strong season. They lose to Saskatchewan in the Final Four. So, I understand your reasoning. I think the big question mark for me is goaltending. Where do you lean? Is it Warren Hill? Does Hutchison, is he finally get his chance to become this goalie? I just see too much firepower up front on the offense. Yes. I think the defense is very stout. So to me, it would be a stay away, because I actually think they probably finish with 10 wins. That's kind of where I would have it. So
I do like that. This guy now, Chris Fox is jealous. I do want to mention to you about the Drew Hutchison thing, because I've been on record in the past, and I'll be transparent that I liked him better. I will say this, though. I am of the mindset, if all goes well, Warren Hill sees the field the entire year, or 90% of it. And that was where I feel like if he's doing that, Halifax is winning 10, 11, 12 games, and that'll be a dream for them. And he's capable of that. So I want Warren Hill to start the whole year if I'm a Thunderbirds fan. Michael Grace, the other Michael Grace, apparently, says Stotts will push himself into gameplay, but Halifax has lots of up-and-comers that can step up. The keeper situation could be Steve talked about the draft class yesterday.
Yeah, I think you add in a guy like Will McLeod, who's going to battle for a position. The lefty forward position for Halifax, to me, is one of the most intriguing camp battles that is going on right now. Obviously, Cody Jamieson, he's not going anywhere in that lineup. Dawson Theed is a guy that obviously has really elevated his game. And then you have a bunch of other guys battling for spots. Bo Hunter, Jason Knox, Will McLeod, Mike Robinson. I think we can put him in that echelon of guys that are going to be there as well. So you're now with 4 or 5 guys. Skylar Thomas signs with that team in camp as well. He's going to be in real tough to battle for a position. So that is going to be a battle there on the right side. If Randy Stotts does miss, you go out and you get Brendan Bomberry. I think they're planning on using him more as a transitional player, but while Stotts is out, I think we see him play a little more forward to go.
Grace said Knox and Robinson are great. Dawson Nielsen chimed in as well.
You asked about, because I only had the 1 win total.
No, if you want another one, go ahead.
I'll go with one on the fly again. I'll take the Roughnecks. I believe, what is it? Under 6, unless it's moved. It doesn't matter though. It could move to 5. I'm still taking the under. I think this is going to be a long year for Calgary, Mike. And I'm not necessarily saying this is the wrong thing for this team. I think a rebuild is what you need.
Yeah.
I think getting, when you lose King, when you lose Dixon, that's a ton of points. That's over 200 points.
And Dobie, people don't realize Dobie was the 4th leading scorer. I looked at that. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah. So you miss, so you lose those 3 guys, which is like about almost 300 points out of your lineup, just like that. Tyler Pace holding out currently right now. We're still paying attention of that situation. This is an opportunity now for your young guys to step in to some spots and get a lot of floor time, get a lot of experience. Braden Maya had a pretty strong freshman campaign last year. You've got Kyle Pepper and you've got Noah Manning now, 1st round draft picks. They're going to come into the fold. Interesting to see where Pepper plays, if he's going to be transition, if he'll play forward. We don't have totals just yet, Mike. But when the totals come out for Hayden Dixon and Tanner Cook, I think I'm hammering Tanner Cook.
The cookie. That was the one guy I looked at. I was like, oh, that's nice.
They will be coming out because I think there's going to be so much opportunity for those guys with all the big guns out of the lineup. With that being said, I think they're going to struggle to score the ball. I think the defense took a step back, and there is just an immense amount of pressure on Aiden Walsh to have success in between the pipes. I think he can do it because let's be honest. Yeah. He was in a situation last year in Vancouver as a starting goalie.
He knew who was knocking. He knew it was coming.
Dude, the guy who was coming for his job was in the stands on the Jumbotron drinking a Bud Light watching the game.
Yeah.
Like, he's felt this pressure before. He knows that Calgary fans are going to be seeing Christian Delbianco in between the pipes. He's arose to that situation. I just don't know if the team in front of him is good enough. So I think Calgary, I don't think they get to 6 wins. I really don't. I think you're looking at a 4 or 5 team. Yeah. So I'll take that on the fly. That'll be my other under.
I like that. Just quickly on them to not harp on that too much. I love the rebuilding point because the beginning of the end for them was Molosky and Delbianco. That was pretty much it. I was like, okay, let's work it together.
Start fresh. It's fine.
Yes. To your Aiden Walsh point, I compare goalie, and maybe not as much like to being a golfer, and obviously a lot more athletic, but like when you're a golfer, you like Rory McIlroy doesn't like to hear the stuff in his head. I feel like Aiden Walsh, if you're not focused on the game, it's so hard to do. I don't think he can be great. I think he can be good or very good for a long time, and that could help them.
Yeah, you know what? He'll steal for sure, and it's going to get sweaty, Mike. Like it's going to come down the pipe, and we're going to be sitting at Calgary with 4 wins with three weeks to go, and we're going to be like, oh my gosh, we're going to get over it. But with that being said, there's too many other really good teams in the NLL.
Yes.
To be quite honest. And I think this also just kind of speaks to the parity in the league. A team that is like consensus either last or second last in the league, their win total, like them in Philadelphia, it's still at 6. That just goes to show you at some point throughout the season, they're going to tag a team that nobody expected them to beat. Like they're going to beat someone where everyone, you're going to check, who you got on Lacrosse Classified. You're going to check our best bets, and everyone's going to have it. And one of these teams are going to prove us wrong. That's just the NLL. That's what makes this league so much fun, though.
Love it. I've been so good at my picks, but the parody might shoot me in the butt this year. I'm on that.
It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough.
Let's do this now. Let's do some make or miss. No, we don't really make. You have some more make or miss playoffs bets, or
I've got one. I've got one, and I'll quick. And you kind of talked about you didn't kind of. You did talk about this team off the top. Toronto to make the playoffs at -118 is an absolute no-brainer for me. You get Nick Rose back in between the pipes in front of that elite defense, elite transition game. Mark Matthews is healthy, and from all indications, it sounds like he's in great shape and looking phenomenal. You then add in 2 athletic studs, especially CJ Kirst and Owen Hiltz, who's a pure goal scorer, pure playmaker. Chris Bucci, Josh Dowick, both of them coming off 40-burger seasons on that right side. And whether they decide to go with Challen Rogers or Sam English to round out that right side, again, Either one, I think we see both those guys probably play transition roles throughout the years. And I know he's watching, so shout out Dawson Nielsen. Strength of schedule, Toronto, according to his algorithm, third easiest schedule in the NL. They had 8 1-goal games last year as well.
Wow.
And that's with like such a banged up, a
lot of moving parts too.
A lot of moving parts. The revenge tour is on in Hamilton, and I think Toronto gets back into the playoffs.
Do you like my Jimmy Dowd thing too? Like, in case they are like on the edge, he's gonna make that stupid trade. Of course he did.
Yeah, he's got the draft capital to do it. Right now, he's holding Calgary's first overall pick. With that being said, though, Mike, I know it's crazy, and that's possibly going to be a number 1, number 2 pick.
Whatever.
But with this year, and especially next year, the currency for first round draft picks over the next 2 years, Mike, liquid gold, baby, liquid gold. You're going to have to pry these first round picks off these GMs because we'll talk about it throughout this year. The upcoming draft class, absolutely loaded, man.
More for advertising. Eat like that guy, the liquid gold from Velveeta. Mac and cheese. Cheese.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I have the Seals to miss. I'm going to give you one because I didn't ask you to do this bet, but how about to finish last? You want to hear this one?
Let's hear it.
This is another one. I'm not predicting this. This will not be my number 14 team. Full disclosure.
Just a value pick.
Desert Dogs are plus 2,000.
Oh my God! No way,
buddy. I'm telling you right now. If we're going to play the goalie game with Halifax, take times that 1,000 in Las Vegas. And again, I'm gonna keep predicting they end up losing Jack Hanna. And you're telling me we're resting our laurels. And I love Fraser. You're resting your laurels on just swapping Jones and Hanna, and then obviously, hopefully Fraser scores 40. I don't know that it's possible.
It is possible.
I don't want it to happen. It would be bad for the league, but it is possible, though.
It is possible. And when you look at a pure value standpoint, sure.
That's the point, yes.
I understand where you're coming from.
That's why.
But for argument's sake, yes, you lose. Hey, if you lose Hanna, let's just say, yes, you either trade. Agreed. If you're going to trade him, though, Mike, it's going to be a boatload coming back. You're looking at least.
You want the defenders, hopefully, yes. That would be good.
You're probably getting a veteran defender. You're probably getting a young defender and probably a pick. But let's just say for this argument, he's sitting on his couch. I want
that to happen. Yeah.
Let's say he's sitting on his couch. Yes. Vegas doesn't get anything from him. Their right side is still John Donville. They added Tyson Gibson in the offseason. They add Chase Fraser. You have a young player in Sean Wesley waiting in the fold, who has been outstanding during the summer this year.
And I love me some Patra.
Patra's on the left side. I haven't even got to the lefties yet. And then you have Kyle Killen. So one of those guys obviously not going to make the roster. On the flip side, Kluche, Jones, Adam Patra, and Jackson Webster, the MSL MVP. That left side is absolutely loaded, Mike. So yes, would this team be a lot better with Jack Hanna? Absolutely, no doubt. They go from being a middling, around 500 team. If they add him, I really do think this team is poised to possibly go on a deep run. Their defense is improved. They added John LaFontaine, Tony Malcolm, 2 great veterans.
There we go.
The goaltending is it scares me shitless. I don't know if we can swear on this program, but I just did. It scares me. Connor Sellers also. They added Connor Sellers.
There you go.
Another great veteran. It's terrifying. The thing is here, I think they're going to outscore a lot of their problems. Think of Calgary last year before they traded for Nick Rose.
Okay.
They won a lot of crazy games. Think about that Halifax game that went.
Yeah, because it was Dane Dobie doing his. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they have the Albany game that they
came
back.
What a swan he had last year.
Unbelievable. It sucks we're not going to have him. It's great though that he's still in the organization, going to be teaching a lot of those young guys. So I think we see that. And what did Calgary do though? What did they recognize? This is not sustainable. We can't keep doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I think if one of these goalies don't step up, I mean, they've already invested so many dollars to bring in all these other guys.
Yeah.
They're going to crack. They are going to move, whether it's Hanna, a draft pick, one of these other young guys and make a move for a goalie at some point. They're going to have to. The Las Vegas Oilers.
Come on,
that's
man.
hilarious. Very similar.
I mean, Jack Hanna's Connor McDavid at this point. I mean, well,
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But he's Las Vegas's Connor McDavid. How's that? That's a lot better.
Again, this is not insight knowledge of what's going on here, Mike, but I think a deal gets done. I think either he signs and he's going to play with this team, or they're able to figure out a deal and get him to Colorado.
Oh, I think he's playing. I hope it's in Henderson. I really do.
I really do too. And if he's there, this team's making the playoffs for sure.
I'll take that. But well, it's hot.
Of course, it's value.
There we go. And again, that was the key on that point for the record. Let's do some player props, and we'll save the championship for the last. I do have the little banner here for the ticker for the player goals. We're going to slide that in there. I have 3 player props. They're all goal props. You have any points or goals, or which ones we got?
I've got one of each, and I've got a lean, so I'd like to hear one of yours after I maybe.
Yeah, give me a goals because I got 3 goals.
I'll give you a goal.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you my goal. And I think you might have been kind of on this train last year. Maybe you were a year too early.
I was 2-3 last year. I found in my player props. That wasn't too bad. It was 500.
I think we see Dane Smith fill the net a little more than we have in the last few years. I think with the loss of Kluch, with the loss of Fraser, I think we see him shoot the ball a little more. And I think he finds the back of the net a little more. And even if he doesn't have a huge uptick here, it's 32.5.
I would hope so.
Since moving to a full-time forward back in 2015, Smith has not hit or has only hit less than 33 goals 3 times when you don't include the COVID shortened season.
Mm-hmm.
I think he shatters this. I think he blows this out of the water. I think he's closer to like 40 goals this year.
That would be great. That was what I was hoping last, because he's 32.5. What is this? I'm looking to make sure I'm right here. He had 32 last year. Like you said, if he takes any step forward, we're hitting this.
100%. And that's what I mean. Now that there's 2 other guys out of the lineup, sure, you add in a natural goal scorer in Ryan Benesh into the lineup on the left side.
He's old.
I think him and Byrne are going to have to carry the load a little more than they did already, which is crazy to think because how much of the load that they did.
Wow.
But I think he's going to shoot the ball a little more. I think he's going to be told to shoot the ball a little more. He did that in the playoffs last year, and look how that happened. He did that in the Man Cup this year, and look what happened. I'm not saying we see 72 goal Dane Smith that we saw, when he shattered the goal scoring record.
I wish I would have been there for that.
Yeah. It was a hell of a ride, Mike. It was a hell of a ride. I don't think we see that. I don't even know if he touches 50, but I think he touches 40 this year.
43 goals between Kluche and Fraser, and I don't know what to say it, but Kyle Buchanan scored 34 goals this year. H-check, he is 38. So I'm not saying he's going to have a drop off, but I'm saying that's a lot to do for 38 years old back to back. Just saying.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, if anyone can do it, it's him. He's in phenomenal shape, and Dane Smith and him have such great chemistry in that 2-man game. I just think there's going to be a few times where it's going to be Buchanan setting up Smith to score in the back of the net instead of, always finding Buchanan on the crease.
Buchanan's a water bug. He'll find his own anyways.
Absolutely. I want to hear your goal tellers here, Mike.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 of them just real quick. You will like this from Halifax. Clark Peterson, let's give him back over 30.5.
Like that.
I need him to step up. And again, this is banking on the fact Randy Stotts does miss a couple or a few games. Let's get Clark Peterson over 30.5. He's a good player. I don't know if he had a down year last year, but I expected more from him last year. I think he steps up again this year because he's sneaky good.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And I'll give you this one. I have one more, but I'll give you this one first. Joe Rosatiris over 39.5. I really want Brandon O'Neill to step in and score. Even if that happens, Joe Rez over 30, another 40 piece for Joe easily.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
That's what I mean. I think it's going to be a lot of Brendan O'Neill. It's going to be a lot of Joe Resetarits. I hum and hawed. I actually think I might maybe add his points to the card just because you do mention that Brendan O'Neill's probably going to take a lot of shots this year.
Agreed.
So I think maybe I would lean, although he's just such a pure goal scorer, but I maybe would lean a little more to his points because I think we're going to see a lot of cross floor passing to Brendan O'Neill, and then he's going to, find the back of the net a little more this year. So I like it though. I like it. And then that Clark Peterson thing, certainly, especially if Randy Stotts is out of the lineup for a month or whatever. That's a great bet. One caveat though. I don't know if Clark Peterson has signed his contract yet. Camp starts this week. I haven't seen anything come out. So hopefully it's just a formality. Hopefully we don't have a Jack Hanna situation on our hands, which I don't think we do. I think within the next couple of days, we're going to see a contract come down. He's going to be at the ILA and playing and in camp with this group.
Joe Rez 112.5 points. I had to check that real quick. I like that as well. And by the way, I don't put it past, I know he doesn't get back on defense, but I don't put it past Joe Rez to learn how to pass it more. I mean, he's a veteran. He's an awesome player. I would, like I said, wouldn't put it past him to add that to his game suddenly.
Well, you know what? Like, I mean, when you go back to his Rochester days, he was more of a facilitator, playing with guys like,
so Cody it's in there.
It's in there. It's just when he's been with Philly the last couple of years, and even with Albany, he's been relied a little more on being a bit of a goal scorer. Although looking here, he had 80 assists last year, Mike. Like,
I get it.
He can still pass the ball. He can still pass the ball. But I know what you're saying. When you think of Joe Resetarits over the last couple of years, you think of the goal totals. You think because he had 40 last year. I think 40. I think 2 years. Like he had almost had 4 40-goal seasons in a row. I think in 24 he only had 37 when I was looking. But
we're taking half of Mitch Jones' goals. Though we're taking that easily.
Yeah. So he had 80 last year. He had 80. I'm looking at it now. NLLstats.com. Shout out.
Love that.
80 assists. That was his career high by a pretty significant margin.
Wow.
I think we see a lot of that again this upcoming year.
Cool.
Helping out Brendan O'Neill on that other side.
And just real quick on the Wings thing, and then I'll let you give your other player prop. I think that I like Nick Damoud. I'm excited. I think Deacon Knott era is coming soon though. I think if you're going to lose games, there needs someone to blame. Give it to Deacon Knott.
I know this is a betting segment, and I don't want to get off the rails here, but this is just my head is churning here. Let's say Philly, they're losing, they're realizing, listen, we're not winning this year. Heck, we might not even be winning next year. Does Las Vegas go out to make a move for Nick Damoud, and you then hand the reins over? Is that what Philly then decides that Deacon Knott is the goalie, not of the future. Now he's the goalie of the now, and you trade Nick Damoud and get a boatload of assets in? That's just a situation that just popped in my brain that could possibly happen at trade deadline.
No, and I won't put this in your mouth because I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say that Steve Nash and Dustin Johnson help the Desert Dogs, even though they might not be the GM, might be Joe Tsai, who also is helping the Wings. Just saying.
Okay.
We'll say Steve Nash makes a deal with whoever is running the Wings right now.
Now the tinfoil hat is on. I love it.
No. Okay. Give me one more. Give me your other player prop. It's point total or goal total?
Point. I got a point total here. Plug your nose. Plug your ears. You're gonna hate this one. Jeff Teat over 125.5 points.
That's a lot. It's not. It's supposed to be a lower number. Last year he only had.
But he was only 112 points last year.
No. So Jason Thorne, shout out, really long-time follower. He's real. I like him. He was trying to get me to say that Teat's better than number 4. Come on, man. In my top 10 playlist. However, 56 assists is low for Jeff Teat. And you're going to throw in another 45, 50 goals, and he's going to bring the assist up. If Rob Hellier has a pulse still, oh my God. Yeah, I'm not mad at that at all.
No, you basically stole my notes, man. Like
And
that's
his turnovers
exactly
are going down.
Yep. Yeah. It's, you add Hellier to the mix, that team, their
Yeah.
floor balance is completely different now.
Shout out Dan McCray.
And Dan McCray is obviously, he's trying to build a new culture over there. Big camp right now. A lot of competition, apparently really high intense.
Ooh.
For me, when you look at what he did last year, it was the second lowest amount of points in his career outside of his rookie season back in, in his rookie season. I think he had 108 points.
Had 56 goals. So we're going to keep, that's incredible.
So Hellier comes in. I think automatically they're going to have that cross floor chemistry. If Riley O'Connor can stay healthy the entire year, we know he's the teat whisperer. I don't see a world where he doesn't have a chip on his shoulder to prove to guys like you, to other guys across the league that don't believe that he is the best player on the planet, or at least the top 3.
Fair.
I think he's motivated. Look what he did in the PLL. I know that's two disciplines of the sports. Historic season. I think he's going to come in. I think he's going to come in motivated, and I think it's going to start because we've seen slow starts from Jeff Teat in the past. I don't think there's going to be a slow start. I think he's going to hit the ground running, and I think he gets over 125, 120 and a half. Sorry. I think he could probably be in that 130 range, back to what we saw in 23 and 24. Maybe even gets even higher than that.
I would not put it past him. I will say he's high volume for the record. I've always said he's high usage, so it's not like it's gonna that for betting purposes, of course. I forgot what the schedule was, but I'm pretty sure Ottawa plays a lot of games early, and so that is going to help him get on that roll. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I think we get a heavy dose of them for TSN on their schedule as well too. So going to see a lot of Jeff Teat, going to see a lot of Danny McCray. I'm excited though. I think this is a prove it year for Jeff Teat. It's crazy to say because he finished 56 and 56. That's still a phenomenal year. 50. So plus 50 goals, plus 50 assists, and over 100 loose balls. I know Adam Levy put out a tweet how many players have actually done that. Like that is pretty unique. Here's the one thing that jumped out to me though, Mike, that was actually alarming when I was doing this. Forgot to bring this up. Of his 56 goals, how many do you think were on the power play?
Oh Lord. 20. Was it a lot?
Nope. 5.
Oh no.
5. I'm sorry, man. You have to have your best player score more goals on the man advantage. That just simply cannot happen. And I don't have the power play assist numbers in front of me, but I don't care. You're drawn, and they have all new coaching staff. Dan McCray, his job number 1 to his offensive coordinator is how do we get Jeff Teat to score more goals on the power play? That is simply enough.
Are you saying Dan Smith's 72 is in jeopardy? If that goes up, my God.
Perhaps, but it has to. It has to go up. That's crazy. My jaw hit the floor when I saw that he only had 5 power play tucks. Insane.
MJG, I think it's Michael Grace said Teat needs a partner in crime. He's heard my segments before. Teat needs a sidekick.
Is Rob Hellier
I wonder
sidekick? We'll have to wait and see.
I do want to get to our just one more player goal total for me, and then we'll get to our finals thing. Because that'll be a good sound off. Keegan Ball, 37.5 goals. Give me under. I mean, dude, how many mouths are you gonna have to feed?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm not saying Keegan Ball's not great because he is. How many times we've seen Kurt Malossi kind of chew him out in the post-game press conference? You're not saying Curtis Dixon, Jesse King, Marcus Clarich, who I love. And if Payne Cormier starts to look good, Keegan Ball hits 38. No. Sorry, dude. You might hit 30, but there's too many mouths, man. And it would be foolish for them to give him that many goals, in my opinion.
I hate to say it, but this is one that really drew my eyes to it. And I want nothing to do with fading anything that this Vancouver team has, but it's not, you're right though. It's not necessarily fading Vancouver, fading Keegan Ball.
It's just respecting the team.
Exactly. You add Curtis Dixon into the lineup. Ryan Sheridan drops into that lineup on the right side. Like, on the left side, it's absolutely loaded. Jesse King comes into the fold. Marcus Claridge, what an unbelievable season he had. What a great WLA season he had. Adam Charlambides is still there. You still have the Marty Party, Ryan Martell, Cormier. You're right. Does he finally get into the lineup? Like, there's just so many mouths to feed, and I don't think it's going to be like an issue where guys are going to be begging for touches and screaming at each other. No, they're all going to buy in. But just
the math
odds and the math is not mathing. The math is not mathing. If that's the case, then I guess Dixon's going to have 80 assists, and Jesse King's going to have 90 assists. If that's the case, if Keegan Ball is going to have that, but I think Keegan Ball rounds out closer where his goal number probably goes down, but his assist number probably goes up.
Sure,
right?
Good year.
Exactly. His point total is something that I'd be thinking about going, but a goal total, I agree. I think you'd be crazy not to think about it.
I like the point total. How's it going? Let's say to help us look good here, under the goals, over the points. You're welcome. We still love the guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for being Mr. Positivity. That's awesome. Okay,
it's my job.
Right. So let's do a make and win the finals. I've got one each. I'm gonna give him my win. You can give him your bets. Give me the Rush to win at plus 650. If we're not going to do the Warriors or Bandits, I like the Rush. They're pissed. I think Stamp yesterday, or somebody said, or maybe it was Fox who said, guys who they had to learn to lose for a little bit, much like Dane Smith
Stamper,
did.
I think you said that. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So I think the Rush are going to be fine, and I think that's really good value. Surprisingly,
it's unbelievable value, and that's why it's my pick too.
Yes.
Why is nobody talking about the Saskatchewan Rush? They were one win away from preventing the Buffalo Bandits from creating history. One win away.
1 second half. The only thing you're talking about, 1 second half away.
Exactly. This team, and it's just because they didn't add sexy pieces in the offseason. That's the only reason why no one's talking about them. You know why they didn't add anyone? Because they didn't need to add.
I was going to say.
Their roster is set. Their defense is loaded with young studs and veterans in that lineup. The offense, everybody eats. Everybody eats on that offense. They didn't have a single player with more than 80 points last year. Well, they had 4 players with 70.
So, and again, I wanted to actually touch the Robert Church thing, but my thing is his goal total, I was getting close, but I was like, I don't know. They have so many young guys like Zawada and Mans and so many guys that can eat. Even if Church plays all 18 games, hopefully, I still don't know if he hits the over goals. It might be the over points thing like we're talking about with Keegan Ball. There's so many mouths over there, you would be surprised.
I think we see a big year from Austin Shanks as well. Coming off that finals.
He was nuts.
I think he finished with 70 something points. I think we're looking at him being a 45 plus goal scorer this year. I think he's going to be within.
You saw him a lot in Halifax. You do a lot of games.
Oh, dude, he's one of the most pure goal scorers.
He's so underrated.
He really is. And I think he bursted on the scene in that finals. People are now starting to respect the elite talent that he is. Mm-hmm. And, but the thing is though, the mantra doesn't change. The mantra never changes with that group. It's everybody eats. It's just some nights it's an Austin Shanks night where he's going to get 8. Some nights it's a Zach Mans night. Some nights it's Robert Church night. Right. That's the other thing too. Their transition.
Their defense is nasty.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you have Messenger and Boudreaux, Hossack. How many horses do you need on defense, man?
Ryan Barnable, and then they add Levi Virch. What a steal in the draft, getting a big, mean defender in Virch to kind of round out that back end.
This year's Jake Naso, the steal of the draft for them.
Dude, that's what Derek Keenan does, man. Just great picks, falls into this guy's lap. It's unbelievable. Oh,
and one more. Go ahead.
Speaking of Levi Anderson,
I was gonna say,
is there going to be a breakout year for him? Do they use him maybe out the back door and turn him into a transition
Ryan
stud.
Keenan, the coach. Come on, man. We've got to mention him.
I know, and he had such a horrendous start to the year, and he'll be the first one to tell you that. And he still managed to have a great season. This team. I'm so happy you said this, Mike, because the odds just do not match where this team is. It's just there's such an overhype, and I shouldn't say overhype because they are properly hyped. Right. Buffalo, of course, people are still talking about
Matt Vince is back. Yep.
Vancouver, no doubt. What a great offseason. What a great team as it is.
But if there's a team that could do it, it would be the Rush.
100%. 1,000%. I love that pick.
Just real quick on the Rush, not to, give the Green Monster and the mascot any more ammo here. There are a bunch of guys who put their head down, and in a league where traveling again can be so tough, like we're talking about Cam Holden and Gable, the entire roster is not worried. Even when Church was out, they still played Buffalo like it was nothing last year in that regular season game. They are always putting their head down. Like the reason why no one acknowledges Austin Shanks is because he's always like doing his job.
Yep.
Same thing with Ryan Keenan. That's why I didn't mention him first, because I know you're not thinking of him as an outspoken guy. They're just locking in, doing the thing. It's amazing.
It's funny you say that, and maybe I'll give a little shameless plug here to the Off the Crossbar podcast this week. We had Brad Challoner on.
The Chancellor.
One of the teams he was breaking down was this Rush team, and he basically just said the same thing as you. Like, this group is just, they put their head down, they go to work, they don't care about the outside noise. They just care about every single guy in that locker room, and they don't care who scores. If it's Green who scores, that's all they care about. So
that's right. If it's Green, I like that.
give it a listen. Yeah, give it a listen today. Breaks down a few other teams, but Saskatchewan was one of them.
Is it out now?
I don't know. Producer Teddy, I'm not too sure. When I checked before I came on, it hadn't dropped yet. So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully when this episode's over, it's out.
No, by the time it is over, my goodness. Okay, one more. I have another one to make the finals. You have any more finals bets for that set?
I have one more to make the finals, but one to make the finals. But this one I'm also would be considering sprinkling to win. So go ahead.
Same thing. I'll go first because I want you to have the Thunder's climax. That sounds gross. All right, so give me. I know I've been really mean to this team, this organization for, in the middle of the night. At plus 700, that's better odds than the Rush to win, by the way. Mm-hmm. A team that was there, 2 years ago. And they have probably one of the most consistent and now suddenly underrated goalies that you don't have an issue with whatsoever. Can I raise you Alex Simmons, Doug Jameson, Glenn Clark Jr., Taggart, and the crew? Yes. Give me the Firewolves to be one of those. Again, if any of those first three fall, if any of them, Firewolves, what they did 2 years ago, and then I'll let you go, they pissed off teams in the playoffs. They just kept on doing their job. They kept on getting under the skin. That could absolutely happen again. Oshawa to make it plus 700. Got it. Go ahead.
You reading my notes?
What? There's no way you chose Oshawa.
Yes, this is terrible television, but I'm on Oshawa to make the finals at plus 700, and I'm sprinkling. I would be sprinkling them 15-1, man, because you're right. They were just there 2 years ago.
And they're still very good.
And they're older, they're wiser,
but they're still younger than the other veterans.
Exactly. So they have the experience. Yes, they're still young. They're fast. They share the ball well. Alex Simmons, Ty Kurtz, like so much chemistry on that right side. I think Dyson Williams is poised for a breakout season on that left side. You look at the defense. They're really now you add in Kyle Rubisch, which is huge. Outside of Rubisch, though, you looked at the defense. There isn't any like big time flashy name defenders, but there are so many lunch pail, hard working defenders like the Rush. They're very similar to the Rush. They're very similar to the Rush teams that won all those championships back in the day as well. Nick Tchaikovsky, I think, is one of the most underrated defenders in the NLL. Nobody talks about this guy. He was on Team Canada. He's an absolute stud in transition. He can also be a shutdown guy. Like, to me, they have the formula, Mike,
Agreed.
for a deep playoff run in the NLL and possibly a championship.
And
Elite
value.
goaltending.
It's value.
Athleticism, tenacity on the back end, and a deep offense that can score in different ways.
Yes.
That's Oshawa to a T.
I think Dougie is the one that like really sells me home. Is that like this guy? Like we talk about Halifax is going, questions. I'm hoping it's not, but it's true. Las Vegas. Let's say I'm not saying this will happen, but let's say Matt Vince is not as great when in the playoffs when he can be. Who else can you trust after Del Bianco? Matt Vince because of legacy, but Dougie is right freaking there. He's not a slouch. Like, he's really good.
No, he's phenomenal. And I think last year we can all agree, I don't even want to call it like a bad year because when you look at his numbers, they weren't
There were
bad.
some outspoken fans, but yes, I agree. I noticed that.
But like it wasn't his best season, like
Correct.
under 80% save percentage.
Yeah, it's not Dougie.
His goal save above expected. I think he's still like when you looked at some of those analytics, like they were higher, but his goals against was a little bit higher than it normally is. So for me, it's like there were times where he looked phenomenal, and then there were other times where like, whoa, like, Doug, you need a save here. You said it though, consistency. He is so consistent. And I think we see more of that goaltender with Doug Jamieson this year. And I don't care how, like, again, I know we talked about Vegas. You can make the playoffs with subpar goaltending. You can make the Final Four with subpar goaltending. Heck, you can even probably make the finals, maybe. You're not winning a damn NLL Cup without elite goaltending.
Agreed.
And there are not that many elite goalies in the NLL right now that can do it. Oshawa has one of them, and it's Doug Jamieson.
He's part of the. If there was like a power five, I'm going to do a top five goalies, but he has to be out there.
100% he does.
Has to be in the list.
1,000% he does.
I don't care if he's 2 or 5.
There's some chatter going on in social media and whatnot about top 5 goalies, and some of these lists didn't have Jamieson in there, and I think it's crazy. I think it's absolutely nuts.
Even if he's 5, he's still up there.
Yeah, 100%.
Pat, this was fun. I'm glad that we were able to stay on track here for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah, it was fun. We had a couple little side tangents about nothing. No, but this was fun. We look forward to having you on every Friday, specifically during the regular season. I know we'll have you on hopefully that Friday before this week 1 starts.
Yep.
But thank you for all you do. Great work on the draft stuff. What was it called again? On the clock?
On the clock, yes. On the clock.
That's simple.
Yeah, follow on the clock.
Good work
on all social medias. Go to on the clock.
The teams were shouting that out too.
Yeah, you know what? It was really cool. And I mean, to be quite honest, I have to do my draft prep anyways. I'm on the broadcast. It's literally one of my favorite times of the year. I love breaking down these prospects. I hope we can do that a little more this year on this show, but we will be starting earlier than we normally do. I can't give you a timeline. But I can tell you, it's not going to just be two months before the season, a month before the draft. We're going to be doing some mid-season check-ins,
I was wondering,
some mocks, some top players to watch for, all that kind of stuff. And there's going to be a lot more draft content coming up because, unfortunately, I think there's going to be a couple of fan bases this year that they're really going to be looking forward to.
It's getting late early.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that. We'll keep them excited, Pat. Looking forward to the Chancellor episode. You will learn the power of the Brad Challoner dark side. It'll be fun. And great work with Brett Fruit. That was fun too. People don't give enough credit to like guys like you and the Jake Elliott's of the world getting him on. That's so cool when he does come on. Great job by you and Teddy for that as well.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Mike, keep up the good work as well. I'm so glad this program's back. It's always a part of my daily routine from Monday to Friday. 10 o'clock. It's a little bit earlier, but I fire up a nice coffee, go through my emails, and just listen to the dulcet tones of Mike Karvelis.
I love it. You all have a great day, Pat. Enjoy it, man.
All righty. Take care. Thanks for having me.
Guys, that was fun, wasn't it? So we've had some good content, I believe, on this episode. Pat Gregoire obviously helps that with all the totals. And if you are tailing or fading, let us know in the comments of Daily Dive LAX or shout them out at P. Greggy. But yeah, that'll be fun.